Well, I think when you're born as a baby and you open your eyes and you realize you're in Africa, you're already depressed.
In economic abuse, women who are denied even money because the man feels like I am in power, I have the say. Hey,
Don't
if I tell
work,
you do this,
stay
you have
at
to do
home.
that.
And
Some are
another-
being raped even in
Yeah.
their marriage,
Yeah.
and we think that as a married woman, you
they
you
can't
have sex
marry
with your
with
husband, so you
people
can't be
think
raped.
You
that
can't
you
even
can't
even your
be
wedding day. They
raped.
tell you
Yeah,
openeria,
famano.
openanopa,
What about the
Hey!
woman? They
Famano.
don't even know.
Rushed one guy in. He died just that instant. Not knowing that he has been taken to a pastor and then they've tied him in chains because they feel that he's being attacked by spirits and they are praying for him. They are doing fasting. Somebody who is having mental, wouldn't they hear fasting? That's
And
what you
those people
want.
who also go and buy some, I'm not dragging anybody. You go to hospital for talk, holy water, Virgin Mary, Jen, sorry, Papa Binako.
They will
And
just
you
start
too, if you see the
stressing
person doesn't love you, go away. What are you waiting
That's
for?
They
it's
love
actually
you.
funny how young people who are not even married, sometimes some things they are going through.
It's
More than
more
some
than-
people
They are not married. They are married. They are parents.
30-year-old marriage.
Yes.
I'm sure one day if you sit your mom down and you tell your mom, and you're like,
Hey, you go when you know.
brown, kasa.
It's only in Ghana that when you talk about mental health, people usually think that you are crazy or you're mad or something is happening. Hey. Guess what? Today, my guests and I are here to talk about the importance of mental health in our daily lives and the things that we go through and some of the things that do actually need attention. We are here to spill all the tea. Welcome to Spill the Tea, sis, with your girl Abena Pacey. Let's get right into it.
Hi, my name is Atake. I work with MSI.
I'm Nana. I'm currently working as a marketer.
I'm Hazel Udra Mponsa. I'm with MSI as a midwife.
Dr. Nie.
I'm the only one.
Okay, guys. There's this notion that you can't be depressed in Ghana because nobody has your time.
Yeah.
Nobody has your time. Like, how true do you think that is? And do you think it's fair that people are not allowed to go through their emotions, their mental health, and their mental state in this country here? How sensitive or insensitive is that particular notion and topic?
Well, I think when you're born as a baby and you open your eyes and you realize you're in Africa, you're already depressed. The disappointment and everything. Like, you're like, is this where I ended up? Is this where I go? Like, you get it? So
Yeah.
that's your first disappointment, your first depression, and your first cry and everything. So that cry, I don't think is to show you're healthy when you come to
But babies in other countries also cry.
cry hours with the Ghanaians or Africans.
It's too loud.
Yeah, it's a cry for help. You see, the doctors don't even have to beat you. Yeah. Immediately you open your eyes and realize, nah, my mom, like, this is why I ended up. You start crying.
Especially if you're an ancestor.
Exactly.
Come back
So,
again. You come back to Africa again.
dear me and you nature, I still ended up here in this country. And you asked if it was a sensitive, well, I think it's very insensitive for Africans to have that notion. And you mentioned emotions. In Ghana, you can have your emotions, but you go through it alone. Yeah. No one will tell you. You can be sad and everything, but you go through it alone. The issue is you can't express yourself to people around you and to your parents that this is what I'm going through. Imagine if you have a broken. Everyone claims they've not had broken, like they've never been heartbroken.
Yeah, me,
But-
I've been heartbroken.
Thank you for speaking the truth, sis. But a lot of people claim hardcore and that they've never been heartbroken. Most of 99.9% of us have been even those who break hearts have been heartbroken before. But then you keep it to yourself because you'd be teased. Like, that's our therapy. That's how we show love. That's how we show support. We would tease you. Jimmy and Yine, also working hard, show. Said that we're hardcore hard. And
Yeah.
we are all told to put a strong face, be strong. Men don't cry, like that whole. So I'm saying, aside our economy and the hardship we face, everything we go through as Africans builds us to be strong. So right from childhood, you're told to be strong. Let me use this example. If you take a child who grew up on the street and a DB, most children who grew up on the streets become older than their age. Hard. They will say, hey, maybe 8-year-old girl, how did you learn? Because they grew up in a different
setting.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's it. Take an African child and an European child who grew up in a different setting. Depression, and like I feel like killing myself. You can't have that thoughts in Africa because the world is already killing you. So I think that's it. Yeah, we are not encouraged. Our life, our setting, and where we find ourselves, we are not encouraged to have mental health issues or depression.
And speak up about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and also that statement that you can't be sad in, especially Ghana, if you only have data.
If you have data, it's true.
We should remember that we have our own problems, just like how my sister was talking about. Sometimes what makes you laugh will not make somebody laugh. So you can't make the statement that you can't be sad in Ghana. You definitely have your own problems. You can even laugh over the video, and after that you go back to your and then once you remember you just go back to your problems, and then it's still sitting there looking at your face. And then she made a comment like you can't say it. Sometimes it's just about talking about it to somebody, and then you'll be fine, you'll be relieved. But in Africa, as soon as you start talking, they be shouting, like that. No, Jai, like
because I might be going through something more than yours.
Yeah, people try to wait.
They even pass a comment say, "Unti obi there." Then you see, so unti obi there, we say what the cry. But sometimes we just need to talk. We just need to express how we feel, and I think that doing that, it really helps.
Yeah, and then there are the people that once you go and open up to them, hey, TV3, everybody knows about it because they will. So people, I feel like people also don't know who to trust when it comes to issues like that, especially issues that are really sensitive, because you don't know whether it's your enemy you are going to discuss your issues, or
people
it's
can
your
present
friends.
themselves very nice,
Swear,
just to come and listen to it, and when they are talking, they talk with the because they have all the information.
They have all the information.
So when they are talking, they talk very boldly because they have it. And people will also believe it because they are your friends.
Yeah.
So it comes up, and then when you hear it, it even frustrates you the more, because maybe you don't want it to go out, and now it's everywhere.
I saw something on TikTok saying, like, a problem shared is not a problem solved. It's just for everyone. So that happens. And as you mentioned, we have a lot of ways to console ourselves. I think what our ancestors have gone through and everything, our proverbs and all our wise sayings, is to console you, like Uti obi dia, obi nyawayo, and a whole lot. So as you mentioned that you can't be sad in Ghana, you just need data. I think all these are words we say as a collective to console and encourage ourselves that like So a white person will go like, oh, I'm so sorry, you're depressed. And their parents will go like, should they go and pay for therapy for you? Now, therapy. Now therapy. So we'll tell you, master, dear, when your people like, there was a saying my grandma used to say, when you're going to audito, maybe you're complaining that the milk is not enough. When you're someone doesn't have exactly. Yeah. So that's what they would tell you. All that has a part to play.
I also think it's an insensitive language, because as Ghanaians and as human as we are, we all have emotions we are battling with, as we are all saying. But then the environment is not conducive for you to even express your emotions. And even it happens in the workplace. When you are going through hell, you still have to show up and give your all. You can't be sad. You can't express your emotion. You can't say I'm heartbroken until your mommy leave. And I am some days off. So that you can heal. Nobody cares about your heartbroken or whatever you are going through. You just have to show up and give your all. So as Africans and as Ghanaians, I think we should make mental health a priority. Yeah. Because I know as we are sitting here, we are all going through something. Yeah. But we feel like, what will you get?
Mental issues.
Definitely.
You need to your car. at the original salary,
yeah.
and you are depressed the whole month.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, a lot of things depress us in this
You know,
country.
everything. Oh, sorry, I'm not now. Cry, you are depressed because what's not traffic? 2 hours. So
Everything is
a lot of
frustrating.
things frustrate us as a country. So we should there are certain places we should make it conducive, because like workers for us, we spend most of our hours at the office. So when you go and you don't have that free work space that you can also give your all, you can
adds
also,
to the stress
you know,
and all
it
that.
adds up, and people don't become productive because when you are depressed, wait me laptop in him.
You
But
can't
you are
see
not
anything.
doing
Yeah.
And you
you are not doing
you're not
anything,
there,
you know.
yeah.
So you should really, employers should really think about mental health, because when people are going through hell, and it should be something you can freely talk about. And just talk because when mental health, say, office as a lady we also mental health issue about that man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
yes. So we should really prioritize it so that people can give their
Yeah, I
all.
think now some new companies, some companies are really changing how their workspace is like. I think I've seen some companies that has they have like
Therapists and
it's not even the therapists, but then they have like games around. They have a place where you can rest when you're working and you're tired and all of that, all those things. So you see, once you are working and you want to release stress, like there are game boards and all of that, you
Right.
can just
can
play a
just
little
go
bit
and play.
and then you
A
come back.
relaxation.
There's even a
You
couch,
know,
you can just go and
relaxation.
sit, put your
Yeah.
laptop on you.
some
and-
also go to
understand?
the extent to have counselors and
I mean, for
therapists
MSI,
that-
I think we have options. So you just have to place a call and
Yes.
that's
can
great.
talk to them about.
That's really
but I
great.
haven't tried that.
And that's
We'll
great.
try,
I
we'll
think
try one day.
Yeah, I think
Because we are
in
going through a
Ghana,
lot.
I think in Ghana, a lot of people feel like mental health is a luxury they can't afford.
Yes.
As you mentioned, there are lots of you are thinking of where your next meal will come from. Your salary is not enough and things, and you are going to pay a therapist to talk.
Yeah.
Talk
I
with-
think for
Like we feel like Sana always too sick, Sana will spend
Exactly.
sick.
so for someone
Go
like
to
me,
church, so we substitute that with our religious buddies. Go to church.
Go and talk to your
go and talk
pastor.
to
Go and
God.
talk to your pastor. The Catholics have their father. I don't know if they still do
confessions
confession.
and all of that. Go
Yeah.
confess.
They go for
Something-
confession.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I think in Ghana, that's what's happening. But as you mentioned, there are lots of organizations. I think now the world is becoming more, and some ladies, or let me just mention her name, Abena Pacey recently, we all saw when she came out to say she's bipolar, and people say, Osheda, she's lying. This girl, they need the hop on.
She's talking about what is worrying her.
That's because we are not really the education, the sensitization is also not there. The education and the advocacy for mental health recently is gradually gaining grounds. Yeah, I'm sure most of us have mental issues. We've just not.
I mean,
diagnosed.
everybody.
No.
It's not most of us.
I was waiting for
We've
you to
been-
learn
we've
for
not
me to
been
bring this
diagnosed.
thing. I quite remember when we were in school and we were doing
Yeah.
psychology.
Yeah.
And then we did psychiatry. Yeah, even in our theory, we did psychiatry. And our teacher was telling us that, like, what we're studying, everything shows that everybody in that
Has
classroom
an issue.
has an issue.
That's an issue.
We are all mentally not well, but there is something that will trigger it and it will come out.
Yeah.
So if yours is not being triggered, don't think you are perfect.
That's what they say. Many
You are
are mad,
fine.
but few are on the street.
Yes, so yes, everybody has a mental health issue, but it's something
just
that
need
will
a thing
trigger
that will
it
trigger.
and then it will come out. So you don't feel like, oh, me, as for me, I'm fine. I'm going on with my life. I've not removed myself and I'm not walking on the road and all that. You have a bigger problem you don't know. Yes.
Yeah, so we should try and empathize with people when they are
everybody,
going through
yes,
things.
yes.
Right.
And one thing I will also say is that when somebody finds that confines in you to talk about their problems, you shouldn't see it as the people are weak.
One of our main issues I don't know about other African countries, but I will say in Ghana because I'm a Ghanaian. One of our issues is that we are quick to judge. We judge too much. We judge so much. Like we have a lot to say about people. Like someone's issue.
Other than ourselves.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have so much to say about other people, and then sometimes once you begin to judge people and you judge them a lot, and then it's your turn. Now you want people to extend the same grace, sympathy and grace to you, and it doesn't work that way because sometimes you can see. let's use these shows, that even reality shows and all of that.
Yeah.
People have a lot to come and say about other people.
Yeah.
But then sometimes what you are judging people for doing on TV, you are doing worse than that. Do you understand? Someone would come and trust you and come and tell you an issue, and then the first thing you want to say, like, you want to judge them even before they start to talk. You're already judging them.
Yeah.
You see news about people online, you don't know them from anywhere. You start judging them, and one way or another, maybe all of us are guilty at a point of certain things like that. And I think sometimes you should just sit down and then think about it. If it's you, if it's your family member, if it's someone that you know, how would you feel about it if someone is going about the situation the same way that you are going about it? I think one time at work, Mr. Maristopes, we were going through some training and all of that. And then it was a form, right? 2 forms. And they had some questions on it. So they asked us for others, as if you are feeling for another person, things that maybe if someone is doing. And then they had answers. So A, B, C, D, how you rate the things that other people are doing. So after we're done taking ours, right? And then they said, I think we did for others first. So now you take it, what you think is good, what you think is not good, and all of that. And it has some rates, like I think you mark from 1 to 5. Now when you are done, there's another one that's for you. So now after we were done,
Take your time,
they said fold it and then let's exchange it with other people. So you exchange it and then they will ask us to compare the answers. You would see that something that one person said I would do or I can't do, or gave marked for themselves 4, and then marked for another person 1, because it's you. You will choose this way, but yourself. Because it's another person, see how you're judging someone. Yeah. Maybe it's a question like, would you if a girl, if someone that has an unplanned pregnancy or whatever is at maybe mental health, or because of any issue they want to have the pregnancy terminated, do you think then you judge them on what you? But if once they put you in that situation. Now you have a different perspective. Do you understand? Your perspective is different, and it's only changing because now you found yourself in the situation, and that's the reason. That's the issue with most of us Ghanaians. Until you are put in a particular shoe, you will never know how uncomfortable the shoe feels like. And personally, that's my problem when it comes to. Once I got to learn this the hard way, because I used to be the type that used to judge people a lot. Hey, this I can never be me. I can never do this. Me, I can never do that. If something happens, oh no, I'm disappointed. But there were instances where me myself, I got to places, I did things that I was disappointed in myself, and then I realized that so I'm human after all. I'm not a special person. I'm not, I'm not this person that this thing can never happen to me. Because life happens. You can be on the top and then you fall all the way down within the blink of an eye. So what do you think that we should encourage mental health sessions? We should encourage people to go for, if you can afford it, at least go to therapies and all of that. Do you think those things are really, really necessary?
Yeah. I think since we really believe in our religious bodies can also incorporate that in their stuff. As I know they do a bit of that in their form of counseling, but these days we see churches and other religious bodies indulging in health screening and such like that. So I think mental health is and you have to cast the devil out. I think mental health, as you're saying, the sensitization is very important, and we can see the media doing that a lot. There's lots of media advocacy on mental health, and now people are realizing that indeed, what we say in Chi, mental health is real and exists, and Ghanaians are acknowledging that something like that exists, and it doesn't mean the person is mad, the person is crazy. When you have mental health, like a mental health issue, when you even say something, some families wouldn't even regard we don't listen to you when we are taking advice, because why do you
and normally those people, they make sense.
You see the man who said,
so even saying those people,
Yeah,
you
they
are
still, they
being
still have that.
Let's
being
take the man who
judgmental.
said, let's take the man who said Una Obre,
Obre.
who is even on the streets. What he said made sense.
Yeah.
He said, as a madman, he doesn't work, but he eats every day. He can go to a shop and ask them for food and they will give. And I've seen that several times. Someone is selling wache. I always used to wonder how they live. The mad people, how do they survive? I realized in Ghana, most people who sell food early morning, when they come and the mad people come, they give them some and they go. So I was like, Ghana, we are kind like that. That's
No,
good.
they are just giving it to them so that they will leave the place.
Yeah.
Because the person
It's not-
standing
it's not
there
about
makes.
feeding.
But that's even
One
still
will not
kind
come.
because
No,
some people
sack
can
you. Like,
throw
they'll
food.
sack
The food that they can
Yes.
give to you to eat, they will throw it
Yes,
on you.
I see some
So,
people
yes.
make an effort that like every morning it's a thing between onone mad person
okay.
or ban or power man no call and you may know samba morning and evening after
They're running the
Yes.
Such a big
yeah.
responsibility.
So kakre bi obeti amano. And there was there's this junction or busakusia like I say, hey, now mommy wait. Yeah, they have
You know, they are there. They are there. It's just
Yeah.
like a little thing that is triggering
Yeah,
something for
yeah.
them to
Yeah.
behave that way.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that they are off of. Sometimes, and I was trying to push it to somewhere. Sometimes when you are living with your grandmothers and all that, when they are growing, some people tend to have this dementia. They behave like kids. You might think that this woman is even a witch.
Like people, do you know this particular? I'm really happy that you brought this up because I saw a video that made me like I was crying. I was weeping.
Yeah.
This old woman somewhere in a certain village, and then people claim that she was a witch because when they woke up they saw her on the roof.
Yeah.
And they stoned her to death.
It's not the northern one of the northern.
The one in the northern.
They were
Yes.
arrested or something.
My heart, like I was weeping because why? Like
There's a witch camp.
doesn't make sense.
Grandmother.
I saw it and then like my day was messed up.
Yeah.
I,
All
wa- I
this
was
could
so
be mental health
see those
issues.
people
Do you
who
understand?
even
The
that
witch
are
camp
normally
thing.
the ones that are grown, they are grandmothers. Because it got to that time they act like kids.
Yeah.
Me, my grandmother like this. Sometimes it got to the time I was like, this woman is a hardcore woman. She tell you comfort, do and die. Very, very hard woman. Now she will even prepare food. You can't even eat it. This is not my grandmother. My grandmother is super, very nice. But we just saw that, no, she's not the person we used to know anymore. We had to take her to the hospital for her to go through this counselings and all that, put her on medication. We cared for her till she died. But in
And
some
that's
homes, it's
fortunate
not
for
like
her.
that.
It's not like that in a lot of places. They'll start calling you a witch. They'll start like people say like
whole lot of
sometimes
things.
it's sad.
Yeah.
And sometimes especially those people that once they get to that stage, theirs is to be insulting people.
My grandmother.
You understand?
They become
Then
they can give it to you at that time.
It's so sad. Like with that particular video I was talking about, I was in tears. Like for a whole week, I was always checking updates to see what has been done about because it was sad. Like even if the person is a witch, like has the person
this
done
how to
anything
treat
for
to
so
you?
long they didn't do anything
Do you
to you. Now that they are
understand?
old, that they are coming to kill you.
This
or do
and you
something.
could I saw the video of them stoning this helpless woman. It's like right now I'm saying I'm emotional. Stoning this helpless woman. It
Where
was
were-
really
Where was her children?
I
the
don't
family?
know.
And
Because
they
they
were
cried
even
about
contributors
that.
to
They
this.
One of them
started
to
is
do
even
these
sick.
things.
One of
They
them is not
started-
even doing well. They even
Who
say,
don't obey you now?
Yeah.
So that is another angle of mental health. I think when it comes to reproductive health, we feel that there is no need to include mental health in it because when women are in their menopause, it could
Right.
be another contributing factor because our mothers are growing and they start changing.
You
As
can
are
see.
growing, you see that this is not my mother. You see that's all kasa
Kasa,
papa.
yeah.
You see that's all you say papa. They are changing. Their bodies are changing, and it comes with all of these
sometimes
things.
you give them food, cries. I mean, did you the whole day?
And my mother will be one of them. Rebecca chose so needy and so Mrs. Rebecca's
And you know
wow.
this is
So we should understand that when it comes to reproductive health, mental health also plays a very important role.
Yeah.
And there is also this aspect of even women who are being abused. And we are not talking about that a lot. sexually abused, physically abused. They go through a lot
Emotionally
of verbal,
People underestimate
and even
emotional
economic
abuse.
abuse.
In
you
Ghana,
know?
emotional abuse is a big thing. Your parents insult you and they expect it to not have any influence on you, like growing up as a child, how they talk to you.
Hurtful words.
And economic abuse, women who are denied even money because the man feels like I am in power, I have the say. Hey,
Don't
if I tell
work,
you do this,
stay
you have
at
to do
home.
that, you know. So it's something we really have to talk about,
Right.
especially for women, because some of them are really going through a lot.
Yeah.
And
Some are
another-
being raped, even in
Yeah.
their marriage.
Yeah.
And we think that, as a married woman, you
they can't-
have sex with your
It's
husband,
true.
so you can't be
People
raped.
think
You
that
can't
you can't
even
be
go
raped in your,
report
in your
that
marriage.
They are living in
You're
constant fear.
raped
They
in
are
your-
living in constant
and it's
trauma.
dealing with them.
Yes, and
And
it's
they have
having
to
a
go
toll
through
on
all
them.
of that alone.
And they go through it alone. Even sometimes when you tell your family members, "Oh, so what worry? Is that your kununti and your
Oh,
shame?"
eh.
They'll even
You know?
tell you why you even denying him in the first place.
Sex,
for him
yes,
to
and come
even
on the
rape
sex,
you.
I think
He
we
wouldn't rape
remember.
you.
And it's so sad though. These are serious
Even
issues.
your wedding day,
Because-
they tell you
Yeah,
Openeria,
famano.
Openanopa,
What about the
Hey.
woman?
They're not even thinking about you.
They don't
whatever
think
you are
about it.
saying.
It's like our
And this is-
traditions and
this is something that you should be emotionally there for you to enjoy it. But
it's only about
sex
pleasing
in the
the
marriage
man.
life has become like it's only the man that will enjoy, the
needs
woman.
sex.
Yeah,
It's a
you
responsibility
It's your
you have to
responsibility.
fulfill.
So when he
Why
comes
don't
from
they
work
talk
and
to
you've
the men
taken care
about
of kids,
sex?
you have
Like,
cooked,
please
you
your
are-
wife too.
If you are tired, no, sit down.
Yeah,
No, you
come-
have to do it.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Another part we often disregard is the behavioral like disorders.
Yeah.
The bipolar and you come mental health.
Now immediately
Yeah,
someone is acting one way in
Yeah,
the chain. Now you are
bipolar.
bipolar.
Yeah.
You're bipolar.
But there are lots. Like
Yes,
there are
even
several
the
other-
counters and checkers. There are people.
The
They are-
neurodiverse.
They are people that always want to keep things in place.
OCD.
Or the two her now for her.
Yes, the OCD. And even that one, in recent times is getting abused though, because people realize that OCD
If
people
there
are
is a need to- yes, everybody's claiming OCD. I
we
think
all
I
have
have
mental
OCD.
health issues,
Yeah.
you know.
Right now,
Everyone claims-
someone is neat. They like to clean their
My
house.
OCD
Yeah.
is
I
like, I can't take
That's
this.
OCD. Do you know what OCD
OCD
is?
is?
Like, you are claiming you have
Yeah.
OCD.
Yeah.
I think Nanama made a point that I want us to hammer on.
Yeah.
The fact that she said sometimes you can go to your church and all of that. One of the disadvantages, what I don't like personally, is sometimes you go and tell your issues to a pastor and they'll come and use
Next
the church
Sunday
topic.
preach.
Church topic.
Preaching topic.
And
One
they'll
man is
say like,
sermon of the day.
do you understand? Like they'll come and use your issue to preach.
And then your head will become kundo like that.
Yeah, mine was
You
not
are
even going
sitting
to
now.
church. I was saying how now some churches are investing in health screening and other
Yeah.
things. They can
So they
also
should
invest in
prioritize
mental health,
health, yeah.
where maybe there will be days we'll have training
Sections
sessions,
for-
invite experts to come and
come
talk
and-
to
yeah.
people about
People,
that.
yeah.
Because people have learned from their mistakes. It's not everything they can take to pastors.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
sometimes.
once at the same time too, they should also take note of the fact that people actually respect the church more and then see the church as a place where that's their safe
Essentially.
Comfortable.
yes, they understand
Yeah.
their safe haven. So if someone comes to the church for help, for assistance,
Yeah.
I think you can do that codedly. Even if the issue is over you, like it's absurd. It's like, hey, do you understand, boy, or this girl, you at least keep it to
I think
between
what-
you and
they
the
should
person. Don't
acknowledge their
come in.
mental
Yeah.
health.
What they can
Exactly.
do.
Don't
Yeah.
come
It's
and
a
come
thing,
and sell
yeah.
them out in the church
Yeah.
just for
And it's not everything that's also witchcraft and spirits.
Yeah.
Mental health is a thing and it
Yes.
exists. And the fact, like you
Yes.
acknowledging mental health doesn't mean like you don't acknowledge God. That God is not there.
There are certain
Like-
things that can be dealt with when it comes. It's not about the reading of the Bible or praying and praying and praying and praying. Sometimes it's just talking to the person.
Some could be
Like, if I
menopausal
accept
symptoms.
that I have bipolar, then the devil, like you're accepting the devil's will for your life.
No, it's not like
Rebuke
that.
it.
we rebuke it in
It's
Jesus'
not
name.
like
Because
that.
you need to go and see a doctor or someone to talk
Yes,
to.
you
They
Take
tell
it
you
to
to
the therapist.
rebuke it. It's the
Yes.
devil.
My
trying
mom
to-
has something that she usually says that God is there, but God is also wise enough to
Medicine
give
is there.
people.
God gave people that knowledge.
Do you understand
Luke
that
was
knowledge?
a doctor.
Do you understand? God intentionally gave people the knowledge to be able to treat certain issues because He knows that it's not everything that is spiritual.
Yeah. Yes.
That can sometimes you need to do something
Sometimes
medically.
I remember this incident that happened on the ward. We were on the ward, like a medical ward, and then they rushed one guy in. He died just that instant, not knowing that he has been taken to a pastor, and then they've tied him in chains because they feel that he's being attacked by spirits, and they are praying for him. They are doing fasting. Somebody who is having mental, wouldn't they hear fasting? They will not give him food.
Sorry, Papa Binako.
Hey sis, do you have a busy schedule? Did you know you can speak with a health provider at the comfort of your home for all fertility and pregnancy options? Give us a call on 0800 208585 or send us a WhatsApp on 0244 208585 to be connected to a health provider.
They won't give the person food and they are starving him. Nice TikTok guy. He came when he saw that even the guy was sick. Let him come for treatment and then let him go back. They kept him there. When he came to the world, he died. And it was so sad. And the family, they were crying like, stop crying.
Don't cry.
You killed him.
Don't cry. This is
And
what you
those
want.
people who also go and buy some, I'm not dragging anybody. Go to hospital for holy water, Virgin Mary, Jen. Do you understand? We're taking all
like
sorts of
God's
things.
blood,
Do you
Jesus'
understand?
blood, and
But we should understand that we have mental health issues.
God's blood is flowing in us.
I think
Do you understand? You don't need to
Ghanaians
go and drink something.
We are too
Everything is
spiritual.
about spirits.
Yeah.
Spirits is attacking you.
We are too spiritual.
That's our
We don't know the
therapy,
difference
you know.
between something that needs medical attention and
then
something
something
that needs spiritual
attention.
attention. So when we get to know that, I think our lives
And you
will
can
be
even
very-
be doing the two side by side. Be going to the
Yeah.
hospital and still be praying. Do you understand? Still be
and
trusting
that's
God.
how it should be.
That's how
because
it should
when the
be.
pastor is sick, they go to the
The
hospital.
pastor is
rule out
doing
what is happening
his
to you.
duty.
Then
They go
you
to
be
my
doing
pastor
the
will
other
tell
thing.
you that
And then
God
the
will do
doctor-
his own, but take your medicine.
Exactly.
So that's how it should be. You
But you
treat
go and
the
be
spiritual aspect and
Buying
the physical aspect.
blood of den, whilst the blood is flowing in you.
They'll come
Do you
and meet
understand? They should come. They should come because
should come.
people
Yeah.
are dying because
Yeah.
of these
Yeah.
things. Do you
People
understand?
lack of
People
knowledge.
need to
Yeah.
know that there are some conditions, some issues that you need to visit the hospital. You need to get medical attention. If it's in your head, you're going to at least seek medical or professional
attention.
help.
Yes.
Then you can still be doing
The
the
other
spiritual
things.
thing at the same time. Do you understand?
And also the people that have been identified that they have these mental health issues, we should embrace them.
The stigma.
We shouldn't suck them away. Like they need comfort from us. If they are in our family, we should embrace them. If they are in our workplaces, we should embrace them. We shouldn't stress them more. As soon as you are doing something and you put them aside, that's
the discrimination.
the discrimination alone can even bring
Make the issue
anxiety,
worse,
and it will
yeah.
trigger, and then they will get to the place
Let's
again.
also emphasize on the relationship bits, because nowadays these youth and young people, they are going through a lot in their
A
relationship.
lot. And sometimes we
More
think
than
young people don't
marriage.
have mental health issues.
They are going through a lot in their relationship because one partner is
the shaking the person
emotionally
is draining you.
abusing
Emotional
and,
damage.
like you are causing emotional damage to
You don't
someone's
care
child.
about how you feel. If you don't love the person, let the person
Let
go.
person
away.
go. Do you
And you,
understand?
if you see the
Stressing the
person doesn't
person.
love you, go away. What are you waiting
that's
for?
even
The
my
thing
thing.
is that
You
how will
see-
you even
No.
know that the
You
person
don't
does
have
not
to
even
wait
love
till-
Actually
you?
funny how young people who are not even married, sometimes some things they are going through
It's
is more than
more than-
someone-
it's more
Their
than-
mothers, their parents.
30-year-old married.
understand?
I'm sure one day if you sit to your mom down and you tell your mom, and you're like,
Hey, you go when you
you did one for brown, you did one for brown, kasa.
You have experience even more than your mom.
Yes, hey, one for brown, papa. Into your way, hey.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure Oma Mene who made you know.
Like people
she
are
will
going
be shocked.
through a lot in
Yeah.
relationships.
Especially young people.
Young
Yes.
people.
Me, I feel like we stress ourselves
and
too
one
much.
thing I have also noticed that because we do it and hide it,
Yeah.
you can't go to your mom and say, "Mom, this
How
is my
can you?
boyfriend.
Ghana here.
This is my girlfriend."
And,
Hey.
and my
Yeah,
boyfriend
because the baby
Wanna-
out the
wanna
man
like that.
But
from
now
before.
things are changing.
And
though.
then you know what? The funny thing is that when you are passing through those emotions and you are home, you be in your one corner, you are crying.
Crying,
Your
they'll
mom will
call
call you, Nana, you clean your face. And can yes, smile,
So
pretend to
funny.
Meanwhile, what you are going through,
Ah.
They don't know.
That's
Pains.
there. Hey, Adwa. Best not go roaches in the moment. When did they know? Why not go roaches in the
then you just
moment? Do you
clean your
understand?
face and then go there and do all these things. But I think it's
we are
high
actually
time
very
that
brave.
yes, it's high
Yeah.
time that parents should also make their children their friends.
Yeah.
So that when they start those
Exactly.
things, they can
speak
come home
up.
and express it. When it happens that way, you can even invite the person, whoever
Hey.
is involved, and sit down and
The
talk.
friends, we have two types. My mom is that your parent is your friend person. No. And use it against you.
Me, when I was growing up, my friends, I never let my friends come to my house because that's when my mom will be bringing everything out. The things you've done and you.
She will insult you in front of the
my
friends.
mom will listen. Like my mom is that growing up, she told us if she doesn't do that with us, she's not so friendly for us to tell our things like to share.
Yeah.
But that's
We'll
Africa
get
for you
down
now.
for friend B who would spoil her kids for her. That was her philosophy. So she feels like tell me everything and we'll go through it together and we'll help. My mom is not a strict mom. So she was that my mom is my friend.
Yeah.
Oh no kind of baby busao. Hey, into a boy. And you was to Jimmy.
But you see, your mom is your friend, so you tell her everything.
That's what I'm saying. We have two types. You tell her everything. Do something. She will use a like she would use it like
My
all
mom
the
is
time.
also.
But when the opportunity
Yeah,
calls
well,
for
definitely.
it, she'll use it and you feel like, nah, this woman, I was not supposed to tell her
Anything,
ABC.
yeah.
My
Yeah.
mom is also like that with us, but then with ours it's like we'll just and then if anything she'll just let you know and all of
Yeah.
that. But her bit of doing
Yeah.
what is on the other view. If the guy gives you something and his name is let me just say the name is Kojo, that thing is called Kojo.
Kojo.
And if
Then when you are no more, he should still be mentioning the thing.
Kojo DNS, I remember those days when we were in like junior high school. This guy that used to like me back. One day I went to their house and then the guy's mother gave me a slippers. And then I don't want to mention the name, they will see. But if the guy is called Ni, the slippers was called Ni Mami. It's anytime the slippers is lying there, hey, Ni Mami. Can you call Ni Mami? And that's how my mom is like.
Yeah.
She's very jovial. So with my mom, I know that when I open up to her about certain issues, it's just that she might get so emotional about things. She'll get
Yeah.
worried. My grandma is also like that. They'll get so worried for me. So that's the only disadvantage. I could actually go and tell them what is happening, but I feel like they will
They'll
get
worry
so
more than you.
worried and all of that. So do you understand? So sometimes if you are in like a ship or something and something is happening, you don't even know how to say it, and then that goes on to affect your knowledge.
But that's a
but
very
we
good
should
thing, what you said.
we should change that.
Yeah, what you said is
Our
really
generation
good.
should change it.
And I think our parents have gone through all what we've gone through. They also heard it
Yeah.
from their parents. So the parents
It's-
who are trying to change
it's a
that
generational
narrative
thing.
It's a good
and
thing.
are being
Yeah.
friends, it's actually a good thing because my mom has actually advised me a lot of times and taken me through several like things that I feel like some friends didn't get that advice. And the ABC she said would happen. Actually
did
happen. I
happen.
saw it happen to that person and I was saved because I shared with her.
Yeah.
So that's really good. And that whole African parents do not talk about reproduction with their
Yeah.
kids and everything. That's where the harm is, because whether you like it or not, your child hears all sorts of things. You are not in control. You don't walk around with your child with hands in her ears like, don't listen, don't see no
Right.
evil,
Yeah,
hear no evil. You can't do that. They are exposed to several
Yes,
things.
yes, yes,
Your
yes.
kids use some words and you're like,
That
how
one,
did
dear.
you hear
And the
this?
songs that they will even sing
I always
mentally.
say that, hey, I've trained you, you've been corrupted outside and you're bringing it home.
Exactly.
No?
Yeah. So the least you can do is to give your
That-
children
yeah,
that
that
hearing,
home.
that ear, that
Really,
ear, that hearing, like being their friends, to be able. That's how you can coach and help them to
Yeah.
become better people.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think majority of parents are not doing that job because I didn't grow up in that environment. So everything you are doing, you have to sneak and do it.
Oh really?
Of course.
That was
I mean,
dangerous.
who are you
I
going to?
had friends
No,
who-
yeah,
How
and
can you
know,
come home and come and tell your mom that my boyfriend
that is very
yeah.
dangerous because you become exposed to a whole lot of things,
Yeah.
a whole lot of bad ideas from friends. You also make your own decisions because who are you going to share it with?
Nobody.
Even your big sister now, you are going to share it with. No, like you don't feel comfortable because the person isn't so open
Yeah.
for you to even walk to and tell her that, oh, I like this person. This person said they like me. So what can I do? You know, it's all, they're always threatening you. So you are always threatened. Okay, so I had this experience way back in the
Spill the
SHS.
tea, sis.
So there was this guy that I really liked, and we were very close. So he came to my house one day, and we were just in my brother's room. I mean,
Was the room locked?
the room wasn't locked. So I mean, the room wasn't locked. So when my big brother came to the room and saw us, like we were watching the TV, a movie on a laptop. So we're lying very close together. I don't know. When my brother came in, I was like, he saw us. He was like, what is the guy doing here? Why is he holding you? That day, the way I was beating,
Hey.
like, why would I allow a guy to come to our house and even go to the extent of inviting him to a room and watching
then
a
two of
movie?
you and you're lying down together.
You know? So it was a very bad experience for me. And after that, I decided that when I like someone or I'm even going out with someone, I never come into my house. Because what are you coming to do there?
Yeah.
You know, so I will always do my things out. If you see it, I mean, you won't even see it. Okay, and that wasn't a very good
And that's the
experience.
disadvantage
Yeah,
of
yeah,
being
yeah.
so harsh
Yes,
on your
if
your
that-
kids'
it
sensibility.
wasn't-
it even gets worse to the
It
extent
gets
that
worse.
even if you meet the person, you feel this one dear.
You are
He
scared
wants to
to take.
even marry you.
Yeah.
Cry. Taking the person home, it's
It's
very,
very
difficult.
difficult.
I was
And-
very fortunate that my husband is my mom's friend's son.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it looks
understand,
like
eh?
the connection was
Was
there
there
already.
already. Hey,
Sometimes I always
they did
ask
it
him
for
that. So if I
you.
didn't marry you, would I have been able to take somebody home
That's
to go and
the
show my
thing.
mom
But I
that this is the
beg,
person I want to
oh,
marry?
My mom, they are listening.
And it's funny
oh.
how when you get to a certain age, then
They
they're
are
all like,
expecting you.
Yeah,
Now for
but
me
they're not
back.
even giving you the room
and
to
it
bring a
shocks
man.
me. Like, I didn't know I've gotten there. Oh. Like, now I've
I'm
gotten
still
there.
young.
Now I can bring someone. Okay, where's this
Where
new?
is this coming from?
My
New
grandma,
development.
my grandma, I'll mention her name every day because I was a grandma's kid. I grew up with my grandma. My classmates, you can't even enter my house. They call her Jata. She has no idea that my mates nicknamed her Jata. Female or male, she feels like you look like a bad influence or something. When
Yeah.
I completed JHS, she said, I'm done with JHS. So if you're my JHS mates, at that
Don't
time my
come
house
there.
was not walled, and you're passing in front of my house and you're calling me, she'll tell you we are done with JHS. The JHS the classmateship has ended.
Yes.
So you and I don't have any
You know,
way, so
right?
don't come to my house.
Yeah.
Recently, we were talking about it when she's like, do I have someone? Now my grandma.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know one. She said, me, yeah, and then when you
Yeah.
and I said, from.
Yes, when I was in senior high school, those times I became a day student at that time because I spent my younger age in the boarding house. So when I came, my mom was like, "Now come and stay in the house," and then I was a day student. Go and tell my mom that I'm doing a class.
You can't.
They
Me
say,
in classes,
I will
have
be on
private
campus
teacher.
during classes hours. So when I'm teacher for her.
Yeah.
Hey, what is this woman doing here? You come out of the class. I'm looking for Hazel. I'll come out of the class. You hold you. Who is the teacher that is doing the classes? You go ask. But your time when I'm open school, I'm starting. When are you close? You should calculate. By this time, you should be in the house.
If you are going through any form of mental health conditions that you need help, do not keep it to yourself. Speak up about it, especially to women and girls who are being abused, especially by even close relatives. The people who abuse you and tell you that you can't share it with anybody. Otherwise, I'll do this to you, I'll do that to you. Please open up about it, because it leads to an everlasting trauma, and it will even affect your sexual life someday and somehow. So please, let's learn to speak up about our issue. You are not a bad person for speaking up. You just speak up because you need help. And there are a lot of people out there to help you. Yeah.
Yes. So to add up to what Hetty said, organizations such as Marriage Stops is available. So in case you are going through, especially what she said, someone is sexually abusing you and it's affecting your mental health and all of that, you can just call 0800 20 8585 and then we are going to assist you. If there is a need for us to refer you to an organization that could actually handle the exact problem, then we are going to do that. This has been such an amazing episode, and I'm really, really glad that we did this. Thank you for tuning in to Spill the Tea, sis, and we will catch you same time next time. Bye.